Question 451. What is the goal of a data retention policy within an organization's security framework? A. To enforce access control limitations. B. To govern physical security measures. C. To oversee the storage and disposal of data. D. To standardize network setups. Correct answer. C. To oversee the storage and disposal of data. A data retention policy is a set of guidelines that defines how long an organization retains its data, how it is stored securely, and how it should be safely disposed of when it is no longer needed. This policy ensures compliance with legal, regulatory, and business requirements while minimizing the risks associated with storing outdated or unnecessary data. Question 452. A security engineer is setting up a wireless network for a company that shares office space with other tenants. What should the engineer configure to ensure that confidential data remains secure from unauthorized users? A. EAP. B. TLS. C. HTTPS. D. AES. Correct answer. D. AES. AES, Advanced Encryption Standard, is an encryption standard used to secure wireless networks by encrypting data transmitted over Wi-Fi. It provides strong security by using symmetric key encryption, ensuring confidentiality and protection from unauthorized access. AES is commonly implemented in WPA2 and WPA3 protocols, making it essential for securing wireless networks in shared office environments. Question 453. Management wants more detailed explanation and attention to a specific security issue. What are they requesting? A. Company policy. B. Organizational security policy. C. Issue-specific policy. D. Standard policy. Correct answer. C. Issue-specific policy. An issue-specific policy is a type of policy that focuses on addressing a particular security issue or concern within an organization. It is typically created when management wants to provide more detailed guidance on a specific problem, such as handling data breaches, preventing unauthorized access, or responding to emerging threats. Question 454. Message. Authentication codes are used for which of the following purposes? A. Verify the authenticity and integrity of a message. B. Authorization of a message. C. Password protection. D. Parity checking. Correct answer. A. Verify the authenticity and integrity of a message. Message authentication codes are cryptographic checksums used to verify the integrity and authenticity of a message. By generating a MAC based on the message content and a secret key, the recipient can ensure that the message has not been altered and that it was sent by the expected party. Question 455. Annie has designed and built a website that is accessible only inside a corporate network. Which term is used to describe this type of internal resource? A. DMZ. B. TTL. C. An extranet. D. An intranet. Correct answer. D. An intranet. Internal services like this are part of an intranet, a network, or a website only accessible to individuals and systems inside of a company. Extranets are private networks that allow access to partners or customers, but not to the general public. A demilitarized zone is a network segment exposed to the internet or another untrusted network. A TTL is a network term that means time to live, and it determines how many hops a packet can make before it is no longer able to be sent to another hop. Question 456. What type of programming is commonly used to develop expert systems and is based on if-then logic units? A. Pattern matching. B. Inference engine programming. C. Rule-based programming. D. Artificial neural networks. Correct answer. C. Rule-based programming. Rule-based programming employs if-then logic structures to replicate decision-making processes. Often used in expert systems, it simulates human reasoning by using rules that represent knowledge and are assessed to generate conclusions or suggestions. This method is effective for tasks that involve structured logic and set conditions. Question 457. If a user has a sticky note with a password visible in their cubicle, which of the following policies is being violated? A. Data labeling policy. B. Clean desk policy. C. Acceptable use policy. D. User account policy. Correct answer. B. Clean desk policy. The clean desk policy requires employees to maintain a tidy workspace and ensure that sensitive information, such as passwords, is not left exposed. This policy aims to reduce the risk of unauthorized access to confidential data by ensuring that sensitive materials are properly secured when not in use. In this case, having a sticky note with a visible password violates the policy, as it leaves the information accessible to unauthorized individuals. Question 458. Which term refers to a team of experts designated to handle a natural disaster or business disruption? A. IETF. B. CSIRT. C. IRT. D. IRTF. Correct answer. C. IRT. IRT, Incident Response Team, refers to a team of experts designated to handle and respond to incidents, such as natural disasters or business disruptions. Their role is to mitigate the impact of the event, manage recovery efforts, and ensure the continuity of business operations. Question 459. Which of the following statements is not true about Kerberos? A. It uses symmetric encryption. B. It requires passwords to be sent over the network. C. Kerberos requires approximate clock synchronization between machines. D. Kerberos tickets are time-stamped. Correct answer. B. It requires passwords to be sent over the network. Kerberos is a network authentication protocol that uses symmetric encryption to securely authenticate users without transmitting passwords over the network. It relies on time-stamped tickets to prevent replay attacks and requires clock synchronization between machines for security. Question 460. Which of the following authentication protocols is outdated and sends passwords in an unencrypted form? A. PAP. B. CHAP. C. EAP. D. MS CHAP. Correct answer. A. PAP. Password Authentication Protocol is an outdated authentication protocol used for validating user credentials by transmitting passwords in plain text over the network. Since it does not provide encryption, it is highly vulnerable to eavesdropping and attacks, making it an insecure choice for authentication. Question 461. Which of the following methods is commonly used for authentication? A. Role-based access control. B. Multi-factor authentication. C. Resource allocation policies. D. Network monitoring tools. Correct answer. B. Multi-factor authentication. Multi-factor authentication is a widely used method for authentication, which enhances security by requiring users to provide multiple forms of verification before granting access. These forms usually include something the user knows, e.g., a password, something the user has, e.g., a mobile device or token, or something the user is, e.g., biometrics like a fingerprint or facial recognition. Question 462. What does accounting in CompTIA primarily focus on? A. Verifying user identities. B. Granting access permissions. C. Recording and tracking user activities within the system. D. Blocking unauthorized access attempts. Correct answer. C. Recording and tracking user activities within the system. In the CompTIA framework, accounting focuses on recording and tracking user activities within the system. It involves capturing data such as the resources accessed, the actions performed, and the duration of access. This information is crucial for auditing, monitoring, and generating reports on user activities, as well as for compliance and troubleshooting purposes. Question 463. Which device or application monitors network traffic in a passive manner? A. Web browser. B. IDS. C. Firewall. D. Sniffer. Correct answer. D. Sniffer. Sniffer is a tool used to monitor network traffic in a passive manner by capturing and analyzing data packets that flow through the network. It does not interfere with or alter the traffic, but simply listens to and records the data for analysis, which can be useful for troubleshooting network issues, analyzing performance, or detecting security threats. Question 464. Which of the following information security goals involves identifying events as they happen? A. Detection. B. Prevention. C. Recursion. D. Response. Correct answer. A. Detection. The detection goal in information security is centered on identifying security events as they happen. This includes monitoring systems, networks, and applications for indicators of possible security breaches or incidents. Prevention seeks to avert incidents before they happen, while response entails taking corrective action once an incident has been identified. Question 465. Which of the following terms describes the process of setting a standard for security? A. Methods research DMZ. B. Security evaluation. C. Baselining. D. Hardening. Correct answer. C. Baselining. Baselining is the process of setting a standard for security by defining acceptable configurations, performance levels, or security settings for systems, devices, or networks. This standard acts as a reference to ensure consistent security practices and that future configurations adhere to the established security guidelines. Question 466. What is the method of hiding messages to ensure that only the sender and receiver can view them called? A. Cryptography. B. Steganography. C. Hiding. D. Concealment. Correct answer. B. Steganography. Steganography is the method of hiding messages to ensure that only the sender and receiver can view them. Unlike cryptography, which encrypts messages to make them unreadable without a key, steganography conceals information within files, images, or other media so that its existence is not easily detected. Question 467. Isabel is searching for a network authentication method that utilizes digital certificates and does not require end users to remember passwords. Which of the following methods would best suit her needs? A. OAuth. B. OpenID. C. RBAC. D. Tokens. Correct answer. D. Tokens. Tokens are authentication methods used to verify identity, often involving digital certificates, and do not require users to remember passwords. They are used in two-factor authentication systems to provide an additional layer of security without relying on traditional password-based authentication, ensuring secure access to networks and systems. Question 468. After my computer crashed, it seems to be trying to recover from an error. What options does the computer have to handle this situation? A. System reboot. B. Emergency system restart. C. System cold start. D. All of the above. Correct answer. D. All of the above. When a computer crashes and attempts to recover from an error, it has several options to handle the situation, including 1. System reboot. The computer can restart itself to recover from the crash and reload the operating system and applications. 2. Emergency system restart. If the crash prevents a standard reboot, the system might perform an emergency restart to force recovery. 3. System cold start. In some cases, a complete power-off followed by a fresh power-on, cold start, might be necessary to clear residual issues and restore functionality. Question 469. Annie is setting up accounts for her company. She wants to set up accounts for the Oracle database server. Which of the following would be the best type of account to assign to the database service? A. Admin. B. Guest. C. Service. D. User. Correct answer. C. Service. A service account is the most appropriate in this case. Service accounts are given the least privileges the service needs and are used by the service, without the need for a human user. Although you could assign a user account, it is not as good a solution as using a service account. A guest account would never be a good idea for a service. Guest accounts are typically too limited. It's common practice to disable default accounts such as the guest account. An admin account would give too many privileges to the service and violate the principle of least privileges. Question 470. John has been assigned the task of creating security policies for his company. Which policy is typically applied to service accounts? A. They are required to use multi-factor authentication. B. Interactive logins are prohibited. C. They should only be assigned to system administrators. D. All of the above. Correct answer. B. Interactive logins are prohibited. Service accounts are designed for automated tasks or system processes and should not be used for direct logins by users. By prohibiting interactive logins, the organization ensures that these accounts cannot be exploited for unauthorized access, thereby enhancing overall system security and minimizing potential vulnerabilities. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful for you, don't forget to like, drop a comment, and subscribe for more practice questions and tips.